Nityanandam, this is Manitya Swatantira Priyananda, and this morning I want to answer one of my viewers' questions about why I took sannyas. And so I'll share whatever comes. In my life before taking sannyas, I had obviously like everything figured out for myself. Studying law school, second year of law school, being, surrounded by friends, having a relationship, a lot of, having a job as well, tutoring children while studying. But see, what happened is that I started feeling that particular part of my life I've shared in another video, but I started feeling very trapped in my own mind. And, like my inner space was so, so depressed, like because I always knew that there was more to life than the way that we're living out there. And I wanted to experience the ultimate. And, I started feeling that deep connection with the divine, and things would start happening to me, and it was just like such a strong calling coming from inside. And I would say that the main reason why I took sannyas is that sannyas is the best way for you to break whatever wrong cognitions you have been creating and carrying in your life, because it gives you that perfect vatavarana, the environment, the ambience, to focus only on that, like on your inner liberation, without any other distraction, without having to respond to anybody else. And Swamiji says, like, in everyone's life, everyone doesn't have to, take sannyas and then be sannyas all their lives, but there is a specific time in everyone's life where we need to just focus on that, like that inner transformation, without having the pressure of needing to, respond or react to anybody else around us. And so basically that's the main reason. I felt like it was exactly the right time in my life. I'm not saying the decision, the transition was like super easy, because we're very attached to our identity. It makes us feel very safe. But this is how I describe sannyas. Sannyas is doing in spite of the fear, because the fear is there, and well, for me at least, when the decision came, actually that day when I took sannyas initiation, I didn't even know I was going to take it. And all of a sudden, so many things started happening, aligning around me that same day. And I just made a decision like 2.5 hours before the initiation. I ran all over the place to find the person in charge. And I was terrified, completely terrified inside. Even when I went like that same morning to Akashic reading, and Kalaberova asked me if I was ready. My answer right away was, I feel so scared. And I was completely terrified. But this is the thing. When you do, when you follow that calling, even though you have that like fear, you feel like you're gonna die or pass out, that's exactly how you will achieve the greatest breakthrough in your whole life. And I believe that completely, especially after all the experiences that I've had. And out there in society, like, so many wrong cognitions are being just thrown at us, and us thinking that that's like reality and the ultimate, and all those fields, education, modern medicine, all these things, psychology, everything is so limited because they don't have that experience of consciousness, and once all of those fields open up to that experience of consciousness, the whole world is going to change. And I want to be part of that change, and that's why I need to have that experience for myself. to create that in myself, to be able to inspire and to break it, to like bring it to the world. And yeah, so basically that's what is inspiring me. From my own experiences, you know, from seeing how everybody out there is stuck in some part of their life, you know, whether it's financial, relationship, depression, suffering from panic attacks, addictions, needing to drink alcohol at the end of the day because they can't take the stress, you know, so many, like, yeah, health problems, diseases. Like, how do you think diseases get created in your body? It comes from the wrong cognitions that you carry. And the problem is that we're not even aware, because we're so unconscious, we're not even aware of those wrong cognitions that we carry. You know, so all that, like, I don't want to live my life like that. And, you know, being with Swamiji and constantly being trained, like such an intense training, you know, to just strengthen that nervous system, to be able to hold that ultimate energy inside of you, and so that it stays there. You know, for that to happen, we go through so much internally. And, you know, like, I have that ultimate confidence that, you know, taking sannyas at this point of time in my life is the best move that I could have ever done. And, yeah, already the transformation that has happened in me couldn't have happened any other way. Any other way. It's impossible. So, you know, and actually the great news, like I said, you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, like I have to be sannyas my whole life. No, you can come and experience the state, you know, developing, yeah, actually not, it's not development, it's really like destruction of all the wrong cognitions that you've been carrying. And, you know, Swamiji is just gonna turn your whole life around and show you basically the greatest possibility of life. And yeah, so, you know, like, I didn't want to feel limited, and all I was seeing out there was like all those limitations and people's minds, ways of living, you know. I was like, enough of that, you know, like, real freedom is not that. It's not what society presents to us, you know, like, oh, we think what we have so many choices, so like we're so free, but it's not like that. Freedom is being able to handle yourself and being able to handle, you know, when things happen the way you want. Okay, how do you handle yourself? When things don't happen the way you want, how do you handle yourself? And when you realize that what you've wanted all your life in the end is not what you want at all, you know, how you handle yourself. And that is the measure. This is the real measurement of freedom. And so that's why I'm here. And actually, yeah, Swamiji, you know, blesses us with spiritual names, and the first part of my name, Swatantra, means exactly that, like that ultimate freedom, which comes from being able to handle in your inner space, being able to handle anything that comes your way. So I hope this answers your questions. And I mean, there's so much more I could say, but this is what is coming to me right now, so that's what I'm sharing with you. But if you have any other questions, feel free to comment, and I'll be happy to make another video for you. Thank you. Nityanandam.